Hey, it's Jason. I'm here with the 2003 Land Rover Range Rover L322 with the BMW V8 engine. And today I want to show you how I'm going to apply a Seafoam top engine treatment. And Seafoam basically helps remove all kinds of deposits and whatnot on your engine. And it comes in a canister that you will shake. And I'm going to show you step by step how to do this. This handy device is what's going to actually go in to basically the manifold area where it's sucking air in. But it's critical that you don't want to do it all the way up by the air filter. You don't want to do it before the mass airflow sensor right here. I'm going to actually do it all the way right at the main throttle body. And in order to do that, you're going to have to remove the plastic engine cover, and you will use a torque screw, a T30. So with a T30, you'll basically go in here and you'll unscrew, and loosen it. Very easy. And then it's just going to pop right off. And once it pops off, you're going to actually get access to the top of the engine. And what I'm going to be doing is unscrewing this, because this is the actual manifold that I want to hook the Seafoam into and spray as the engine is running. So you would just use a flathead screwdriver in there to loosen it and pull it back a little bit. And then when you do that, I'll be able to get this inserted, so then I can actually, and it won't go that far, it will go more like this, so I can begin to spray with the bottle. So this is really handy to achieve that. So I'm going to go ahead and loosen this up, and I'll show what that looks like, and I'll show how I'm going to actually hook it up. Okay, so what I ended up doing was unscrewing it from there, so I could easily get it removed from the manifold. And you want to spray after electronics. This is the mass airflow sensor. You don't want to get the chemical on that. And then I noticed there were some things plugged in down there that I also did not want to get it on. So what I would do is, with that out of the way, I will hook up the actual Seafoam adapter. And you can kind of see in here, it's pretty dirty. So, you know, when the engine calls for air effectively, or when it's running, it's going to suck in the treatment, which will help clean all of those deposits and everything that you're looking at. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate how to hook the Seafoam spray nozzle up. So the way this is going to go in, this bottom one was much longer. It was equal to the top one. So before, this bottom went all the way out, and I think that was because a lot of people would put it in here and it would go in a lot closer to the manifold. So what I'm doing is I'm actually putting it in, you know, very close from the beginning. So I just cut it a little bit so it can sit just like that, and then I can put the tube back over and secure it down, and then I have an entryway to spray in as I'm running the engine at 2,000 RPM. I have 2 cans of this, so if I goofed or something, I had to back up. But I think that's the most appropriate thing, given it wants to be 1/4 of an inch, it said, away from the opening when those flaps go up and down. So let me go ahead and screw this back together, and then we can begin the process. Okay, I have everything set up. You would have wanted the car to run just a little bit. I have the can hooked up. I've shaken it really well. And since it's just me here, I want the car to be going at about 2,000 RPM. When it's idling, it's only at about 1,000. So what I've done is, I've basically make sure the parking brake is engaged, and if you have a choke or wood or cinder block, just put behind the wheels to be safe. The last thing you want to do is this car to go into gear and hit you. So be very safe about how you do this, and, you know, ideally have somebody else, you know, press the gas, and maybe don't follow this process. But I'm just using an old painting extension stick hooked to the pedal, hooked to that, and then what that's going to enable me to do is recline the seat up to give me pressure to put against the gas pedal to get it to 2,000 RPM. So now you can see I have the seat up, it's hooding it, and I'm keeping the car at about 2,000 RPM. It's 1,500, 1,800. It kind of would jump a little bit, but it's better than anything. And then you're going to want to go in here and just start spraying. Be very careful with the fan back here. You don't want to hurt yourself. But basically they say just spray. And it would take about 7 minutes to get everything in there. I'm gonna stop for a second, make sure it's not leaking or anything weird. I pulled it off by accident, hang on. So it's not leaking anywhere. I lifted the can too high a moment ago, and you're just gonna keep spraying this in until the whole can is used. So do this for about 7 minutes. You should see the car start having some smoke come out of the exhaust where it's burning some of that residual stuff off, and have at it. Okay, so I used the whole bottle. It's now empty. There's maybe just a little tiny bit in there, but it was getting pretty hot under the engine. But it's all, I would say, 11.5 ounces, maybe there's half an ounce left, I don't know, has been used in the engine. I sprayed it in there. I kept the RPMs up around 2,000 towards the end. I cranked it up a little bit more. I did not see any white smoke coming out the back like you see on some of these YouTube videos, but I definitely know it was being sucked in because I used the whole can and it was not leaking out. It was clearly going in as it would be designed. So the next steps are to let the car sit. They call it a hot soak. So I'll let it sit, and when the engine cools off and everything, it says spray it until your contents are empty, about 7 minutes. Shut off the engine and remove the intake boot. It says allow it to hot soak for 10 minutes. After hot soak, start to drive the vehicle under engine load for 10 minutes and apply spirited acceleration when safe. So I'm gonna let the engine cool. Once it's cooled, I'll hook everything back up and then I'll take it for a drive and see what happens. Wish me luck. Okay, the engine cover is back on. The intake is all hooked back up. The Seafoam is done. It hot soaked for about 15-20 minutes. And now I'm told to take it on a spirited drive. So I'm just leaving my driveway and I'm gonna go for about a 12-mile drive, and it's supposed to burn anything off. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so I'm done with the Seafoam treatment, and per the instructions, I'm kind of driving a little bit harder just to make sure everything that might be in it gets cooked off and the Seafoam does its magic. So overall, I was pretty happy with this. I'm gonna put the phone down and keep driving and give you an update when I'm done. Okay, I did the drive. It was about 13 miles total. I completed the Seafoam top engine treatment. Everything obviously was put back together, and I saw no difference personally driving. I did not witness any smoke coming out of the exhaust. I did not witness it when I was driving nor when I was spraying it. I'm 100% confident that the application was a success because the bottle was empty and it clearly went in. The only difference I noticed was inside, while I was spraying it, it definitely cleaned some of that grime out, which, intake manifold typically would do as well. But I don't see, I think this was $9, I think is what it cost, and it's fairly easy to do. And this vehicle has 216,000 miles, which is high mileage. On the BMW V8 L322 Land Rover, it's a 2003. I don't think it was bad. The only other outstanding maintenance item on this is there's a small engine oil leak, very small, like a droplet every couple days, which is, unfortunately typical with a lot of Land Rovers. But there is a liquid moly solution that helps because the BMW V8 has a lot more sills that tend to leak. So I might give that a go. But this vehicle is really my backup to my daily driver in my Land Rover collection, and it is going to be used when it snows because I'm trying to keep my 2007 as rust-free underneath as possible. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and check out my blog, www.jams.net.